All right. Hello, everyone. Today I'm joined by Patrice Krystofiak. Patrice is like an energy healer, medical intuitive, and he reached out to me a while ago. He offered me a session to experience what his work was like, and it was very interesting. It was I said to Patrice during it was like a mushroom trip, but just with energy, with no psychedelics. So yeah, it's nice to have you here, Patrice. Thanks for joining.
Thank you for having me, Kyle. Yeah. Well, I don't do not consider myself an energy healer. I'm not a healer. I'm just me. So,
Okay, okay.
but yeah.
Well, that's a good place to start. So how would you describe what you do or the work that you do? What happens? What do you do with people if they book a session?
Oh, that's a very good question. I just make them feel loved because that's what it's all about. And I make them discover who they truly are, who they truly are, because this is the goal of the Earth game, I believe. Just remember who we are. And so I discovered who was me, and I'm helping them discover who they are. And that comes with channeling of energy. And if they have blocks in their lives or disease, it unblocks that, and people start to heal from their chronic pain, for example. Or
Yeah,
it's still miraculous to me. I'm like, what? Did this really happen? Yeah.
yeah. Nice. And
So, I'm a
how
channeler of, and basically, I'm a channeler of energy. I bring whatever
yeah,
frequencies people need to receive.
yeah. And how did this start happening for you? Or yeah,
Well, I was used to have a regular life as a computer programmer. Then I built websites and did some search engine optimization. And eventually, I built a website to monetize. I was monetizing my own websites, and with a friend, we built a dentist directory in France, and I got sued for it because my name was in the legal term. So they sued me because it was not respecting regulation, and that was my dark night of the soul. I didn't want to live anymore for
mm,
1 year, so I got sued. But the process is very, very, very long with lawyers and judges and stuff like this. Well, and every night I would go to bed and I was hoping not to wake up. This is when I started meditating, and eventually a month later, after meditation, I was meditating a lot because that would take me away from my 3D problems.
what kind of
Uh,
meditation were you doing?
I was just doing guided meditation with an app. It was a French app. It's basically the same thing as Calm in English, but in French it was called Zenfi. I think the guy stopped it. It was a psychologist who did that. But I really liked his voice, and that would really get me into deep, deep states.
Okay.
And one day he did a meditation called Monkey Mind. It was actually called Monkey Mind in English. And it's a guided meditation, so I follow it. And he says, now think. So he says, think about this, think about that. And he says, now think about anything you want. And my mind went blank and I entered into the light. I was like in the center of the sun. It was just golden light all around me. And I was so happy and joyful. I was
Mm.
at the worst point in my life, but at the same time, I was super happy. And my wife came in because she would hear me laugh and say, what's happening? Why are you laughing? And I told her I entered into the light, like in movies when people die and they say, I saw the light. I think this was the tipping point where I awakened, basically. And I
Mm.
discovered energy work. I didn't know anything. I have no background in that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It was at 50 years old, so not that long ago, 5 years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, and then we went to Portugal, and I decided to take care of myself for the first time. I used to be a workaholic. Yes, guilty workaholic, me, not taking care of myself. Man programming, you have to take care of paying the bill, blah, 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 the burden of paying the house, taking care of this, of that,
Yeah.
non-stop. My back was curved, like my
Mm.
back is actually getting straighter and straighter over the last 5 years since I started to take care of myself. And I decided to treat myself with a massage. So every week I would go to a massage place by where we stayed in Portugal because we wanted to go to Portugal. It was a very humble place. I didn't know anything about energy, so I thought I was just going for a massage, but the lady did the actual energy work. And one day I vomited energy on the massage table. I went, "Whoa," like in the movie The Green Mile, exactly the same thing. And I went, oh my God, what the F is that? And she said, I
Wait,
got
so
it, I got it.
explain that experience a little bit more for people that don't know what you're talking about.
So I believe it took several sessions. It prepared my body to be able to release whatever block I had in my system. So she would do with massage, energy work, prayers. She's actually a Brazilian lady. She's the daughter of shamans, and she trained with monks in Nepal.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, she knows her stuff. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know who she was, but I knew I needed to go there. I don't know why. It was like a
Yeah, yeah,
guidance.
you're
You
got it.
know how it works. You know life
Yeah.
how it works. They put the right person on your path all the time.
Yeah.
And I believe she did that move without touching my body. So I was laying on my belly and she did this. And I felt this ripple of energy on my back, like a shockwave. Like, you know, when you throw a rock in water and you do these circles, ripple effects? But it
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
like this with a magnetic force. And then I went, oh. But there's this energy coming out of the mouth. So there's no material. It's not a physical matter. It's energy, but your throat chakra expands and
Mm.
you really feel this energy going out of your body. It's a visceral experience. It's very hard to describe because we're talking about invisible forces.
Right, right. Yeah.
And oh my God, and then after that day, I started to see rainbows everywhere. I would stop at the red traffic light. I was like, oh my God, this light is so beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, after you awaken, you get like this crazy moment. You need to adjust to a new level of energy in your body because you're like, oh my God, what is this?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, so it's just basically a really big tipping point in my awakening. It's when that activation happened on the massage table. Now I
Mm.
understand it better. I realized it was an activation. It was a
Well,
program day, I believe. I needed to activate that day, and that was the day. And I needed someone to help me with that, and that was that
yeah.
lady.
So what happened after that? Like, because you mentioned, I think on your website, you started to, feel into other people's energy or see things in other people's energy, kind of what was going on. Did that happen after this activation on the massage table or?
Yes, but it was very progressive. It's not like when people have NDE and we got the full blast activation. For me, that was very progressive, so that was very gentle. I started to see emojis on people. That's how it started. When they would touch me, I would see little emojis, like a little smiley, they were happy, a little mask if they were a liar. And
Mm.
I knew it came with a telepathic message, so it's like a clear cognizance. You see a little picture, oh my God, they're lying to me. You just know.
Mm.
Another little picture. And so it grew, it built up, it built up, it built up until I started to see diseases inside people. I was
Right.
like, I could see a hologram of the lungs, for example, of the person, and I knew there was a problem. So I would just describe it with human vocabulary. I'm not a doctor, so I could not name the disease, obviously. And they would tell me, oh, yes, this is what I have. This is that disease. I was like, oh my God, how is this
Was it
possible?
just random people that you were doing this first? Or like were you like doing sessions already? Or
Well, no, it started with my wife actually because she had a problem and nobody could figure it out. So we did a ritual, breath work ritual, like the lady in Portugal did. And I had my first vision of parasites inside our body. There's actually the picture on my website. It
yeah.
was the first picture. And I was like, oh my God, this is something. I didn't trust what I received. I
Mm.
thought it was just a random thought.
Mm.
And then they sent me a second picture during the ritual. I said, oh my God, I have to go on Google to check what that is. And I typed something on Google Image, and the first picture that showed up was actually my vision. I was like, oh my God, this is what you have. It's not random. But deep down, I knew it was true. It was like I never doubted the information I received.
Yeah, yeah.
This is where I was blessed. I knew it was true. Deep down, I was like, of course we can do this. Everybody can do this. It's not woo science. It's part of human nature. We just forgot. It's like I remembered.
Yeah. And you learn to trust it more and more. Like once you get that confirmation the first time, then you know even more and more that it's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The more you practice and the more you receive and the more refined the information is. Now you reach a level of detail that's mind-blowing.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, what would you say for somebody that's let's like talk about maybe the roots of disease or things that are keeping people stuck, like chronic pain or something like this. Like, what's your understanding? Because like you said at the beginning, you're not a healer. You just kind of help people remember who they are, which is what it's all
Mhm.
about. So what's your thoughts on why do people that get stuck with these chronic illnesses?
Well, there are many possibilities. Stuck emotions is very common,
Yeah, I
like
agree.
PTSD, for example.
Yeah.
A very good example. It's an extreme case. But people have to understand it's not always a big trauma. This is where
Yeah.
it gets
Yeah.
tricky.
That's the, yeah.
We don't realize where the traumas are. And sometimes it's just from watching TV. You watch a war movie and you see people getting killed. It's actually
Mhm.
affecting your body and it builds up, it builds up, it builds up, and you have chronic pain. So maybe you are addicted to war movies or even sci-fi where there's dead aliens and stuff. I don't know. You still
Yeah.
get PTSD from that, but it's so subtle you don't realize it's affecting your body.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a story. A lady actually with womb pain all the time, womb pain, like feminine pain. And she says, I think I got raped when I was a kid, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, because I could read that in her field. And I said,
Mhm.
you saw that on the movie and you think it's you. And I described the scene in the movie. And she said, oh my God, yes, I've seen that movie. I remember. She actually got
Oh,
PTSD from that movie and she started crying, crying, and all her pain disappeared instantly like this. So
wow.
she actually didn't get raped, but it had the same effect.
Yeah.
She got, you have to be super, super careful with the media.
That's a great point because we're such empathic beings, right? So our field kind of picks up on the emotions or the trauma that's being experienced in the movie, and then it can turn it into ours. I think especially for people that are quite open, energetically or
Yes.
emotionally, like yeah, like I noticed that nowadays, even because like after my shifts, like the field is so open now, and I'm so sensitive to like subtle energy. And if I'm just watching something on TV, it's just like there's all this energy pouring out of what's on the TV. It's like that's always happening,
Yeah.
but we're often not aware of how much is coming through that.
Oh yeah, even the radio station and the ads.
Oh
Oh my
yeah,
God, advertising is like so traumatizing for the body.
right. Yeah, yeah. The radio fucking hates me.
It's
Yeah,
hard to believe, but when you get sensitive to energy, this is exactly what you describe. You can
yeah,
feel it. You know it's true.
yeah. Exactly, and that's the thing most people don't realize is that's all happening, but you're just not aware of it happening in your field. Yeah.
Yeah. So other sources of chronic pain and disease, past lives. If you got traumatized in a past life. So I was not aware of past lives before my awakening, but I started to remember some of mine. So I was like, oh my God, what's this? This is incredible. I had to discover it by myself because the lady in Portugal didn't explain. Uh, she kind of freaked out when I activated, I believe, because I went very fast in my awakening journey.
Mm.
And I realized there were past lives. This is what like the monks are talking about.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like, oh my
yeah.
God, that stuff is real. And the body remembers on a cellular level, and you can just release that. And people who have chronic pain or who limp, it can be lifted like this, like in I mean, when I mean like this, not in 1 second. Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 hours. But
Mm.
if you had like a problem in your leg for all your life, and you can just release it like this is amazing.
Yeah.
Or allergies. It's very common with skin problems, chronic skin problems like eczema, psoriasis, and stuff like this. People who got burned, for example.
In a past life. Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, I
So
see.
I see that very often.
Yeah.
It's a recurring pattern. We clear the past life and their eczema or psoriasis disappears 3 months later. Because the body still needs to repair itself. You need to rebuild the cells. So
Right.
it's not
Okay.
like you wake up the next day and everything is gone.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
This is why it's more spectacular with chronic pain because the pain disappears instantly. It's like boom.
Mm.
With things with skin issue or hair or eyesight, it takes longer to recover
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah. Because it's more the cells. Yeah. The pain is more like it's like the neurons that often get stuck with chronic pain. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay. Nice. One thing I also wanted to bring up with you because this was what came through when I had that session with you, which was understanding how energy clears through the system, which I found was really helpful to understand that. I mean, we were talking a lot about like burping out energy. And I think it'll be a nice thing to talk about for people to understand, because I think some people that have awakenings or shifts, and then, maybe you start to,
But
you spoke about it as well. It's like my breathing often, it's like when I'm going through certain spaces, my breathing is changing. And it was like you kind of shared with me how that's part of clearing the energy of the spaces that you're going into. So maybe we can talk about all the different ways that energy can get cleared from the
oh
body.
yeah, I see
But
this more and more.
yeah,
So people are contacting me because they say, "Oh my God, I saw your interviews. I started burping 6 months ago. The doctors cannot figure out what I have. I burp all day long." I say, "Well, you're clearing energy. Burp is yawn and burp. This is the two most
yeah,
common."
you want as well. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah. So you're not sick if you burp, ladies and gentlemen. Just know that you're not sick. You're clearing your energy field, your past lives, and the people around you, maybe also.
Yeah, yeah.
Shaking, I shake a lot, so I'm going to give you an example. It's like my arm would shake like this, so I'm just
Right,
making it
right.
right now. Moving also, sometimes I move like this. I just let my body do its thing. Because you reach a point where you surrender completely, so in your mind, but also in your body, and you just let your body move and do its thing, and you will realize that actually you're receiving a healing when that happens.
Yeah,
So, for example, for me, my back was like this, and my back is straightening. My vision is also getting better and better.
yeah,
This is incredible.
yeah,
Vomiting also. It's quite rare, but some people vomit energy.
yeah.
We also vomit matter. So
And
this is.
diarrhea, diarrhea. I had diarrhea like before and after our session. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, that happens.
yeah,
Farts also. Yes, some people
yeah.
fart.
It's just yeah, it's wasteful stuff to exit the system. Really, I mean,
Yeah,
come out
eyes.
physically. Or,
Yeah, the eyes twitching also. So your eyes are clear like this, and they blink like, and it's like there is like some kind of picture like shuffling in front of your eyes. This is very common. Or seeing colors or geometry.
mm, mm.
Those are the nice way to clear. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
gentle.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
gentle.
yeah. So, the burping can be intense sometimes, man. It feels like you're gonna burp out of lung. It's like,
Oh yeah, you would see that on YouTube. You would think those are actors. You know, when you see these things sometimes from healers on YouTube, like then you read the comment, they're like, "Oh, these are good actors." I'm like, "No, no, they're not actors. This is real."
yeah. Yeah, something else I wanted to touch on, which you said was how like well this is what I've experienced is you start to be a space because like you said you completely surrender to the energy, right? And then you start to be a space for whatever energy needs to be worked through, like if you're going somewhere, and it's the same as like how you said you just guided into places. Like it doesn't happen for me all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there, and sometimes it's really like dense energy or something like really heavy or strong, but it's like you also become a vessel for the energy to work through you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just like yeah. So for people, it's not always your own. I guess that's the point I want to make. It's not always your own things you clear. I guess the more of your own stuff that clears out, the more space you now have for all the other things that need to kind of happen through you. Um, but if it's too overwhelming for someone, then maybe to kind of, yeah, just like you were talking about the TV, just be mindful of your environments because, yeah, it can be a lot.
yeah, you have to be mindful. You can always turn it off. Once you know it exists, you know you can turn it off. It takes practice. It's actually very hard to stop it because it gets addictive. When you discover the energy world, you will get completely addicted even to burping. You're like, oh my God, this is so cool. I'm clearing stuff.
Right, 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 right.
So it is actually a challenge to stop their gifts. I consider this a gift, the gift of transmutation of energy. Not everybody transmute like
Yeah,
you or me, but
yeah.
it's like you have to be aware that you can turn it off.
That's a good point. Yeah, yeah, actually. I've played with that before. I was like, this is too much. I'm too sensitive. Can we tone it down a bit, please now? And and it does listen. It does. Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Coughing also. Oh, we forgot about coughing. Some people cough a lot
Cough.
when
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
move.
yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah.
true. That actually happened in our session. I remember all the
Mm.
coughing coming up. And now I've noticed it when I work with people as well. I just start coughing if we open up the energy
Mm.
fields.
Laughter. Some people laugh hysterically. It's very rare, but some people move energy with laughter. This is extremely powerful. But
That's like
it's
the
very,
most enjoyable way.
yeah. Well, it's very hard for the client sometimes because if you're just going through grief and somebody in front of you is laughing like crazy, you're like, what's going on? I just lost my mom and you're laughing. But it is actually the best way to move the energy. It is extremely powerful. This is very rare. I've
Yeah.
met like 2 or 3 people like this.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. I've felt that as well. Something will just trigger this hysterical laughter, and it
Mhm.
it feels like the most potent. Yeah, because
Yes.
it's like yeah, yeah,
Usually you laugh for 10 minutes and then you barf energy right after it. There's this gigantic release among the group. It's like, whoa! It really moves and sticks energy from everywhere.
yeah, yeah. Okay, nice. Hmm. Yeah. Do you have any topics particularly you want to get into?
Yeah, we're actually moving the energy of your audience right now. So we're probably feeling it too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
People
that's
have
it.
to.
That's a good topic to get into. I love that, like how energy starts connecting and fields start connecting before people physically connect. It was the same, like you said to me, when and I've noticed this with clients as well, and all these kind of things, is like you set up a meeting, and the moment you commit to that meeting, your fields connect and the energy starts kind of
Oh
working,
yes, some
working.
people have dreams like days before, like, oh my God, I've seen you. You came to
Yeah,
work on me at night. I'm such a creep. I come at night in people's beds on the other side of the world. I don't know who do this. That's what happened so many times. Even for this interview, I started coughing actually 1 hour before it started.
yeah, yeah.
And there is no time because time does not exist. So even if people watch this video 1 year from now, they will still have the benefits of it, whatever we're moving.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting point. Like I've often thought of it where the whole time thing where I'll watch um one of my old videos or something about myself from the past, and I actually feel like I'm helping the energy of that version of me now. It's like I'll feel the energy of what that version of me was going through then, and I'm like processing that now, which is fucking crazy, right? It's like, yeah,
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Yeah.
it's so crazy to think about, like the whole time thing, where like a future version of you, it could be what helping you clear the energy of yourself right now, or
Mhm.
yeah, it's yeah, you don't need to understand it, but it's just crazy, like the whole time. Yeah,
It's fascinating. I find all of this so fascinating,
yeah, so
especially when you have the 3D proof that something happened, because we could always say, well, there's energy, blah, blah, blah. But when you
yeah,
have somebody in front of you and their pain goes away, it's like, yeah, okay,
right,
this is a physical evidence, but
yeah,
something happened.
yeah, yeah.
And also how it affects the electronics around you. We've crashed so many phones, computers. That
I
probably
really,
happened to you in sessions too. Like something's happening, like the phone crashes or the music changes by itself. Like,
yeah,
how
yeah,
is this possible?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, I've had it where it's like life intervenes to do something with the energy as well. Where it's like I was on a group call the other day, and then somebody was just disconnected from the call, and it
Oh
was
yes.
and that had to happen for the energy of the whole system. It was like,
Oh yeah, that happens so many times. Or sometimes you have orbs flying on the Zoom call. Like, oh my God, we captured an orb on camera.
what? You see them or what? Or
Yeah,
what?
yeah, they appear. We have a rainbow appearing. We have a extraction of energy. A big beam of rainbow came on the person and it extracted energy. We have that on camera.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen it.
orbs are quite frequent. Oh, I mean quite frequent. We capture them like once every 2 months, something like this.
Yeah.
But it's usually when, oh my God, we say like, oh, the angels are coming in, and then you see like the sparkles of orbs. I believe they decide when they want to be filmed.
Right, right,
I
right.
don't know how it works, but it's not a technological glitch. I know what glitches are. This is something else. There's clearly an intelligence at work. I mean, you've seen there how many other healers who captured the energy on camera. You can see it's not. You can even see the energy shooting out of their hands.
Right, right, right.
It's mind blowing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, what I also find interesting is how like we have all these different ways of experiencing the energy or working with the energy. Like everybody will have a different like for me, I don't see energy ever, but I feel it like very like to very subtle levels, or I can
Yeah.
kind of feel what's coming up there. And then
Mhm.
I have a friend who she just kind of sees exactly what another being is going through. So like she'll kind of feel into their perception field. And then for you, it feels like you see the um
I used to see,
representation of the energy, or yeah.
yeah, I'm more like you now, I believe. I feel it. I know what it is. I have a very deep understanding of the energy signatures. I'm very good at reading frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but you raise a good point. People have too much expectation on how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I believe. Every human has their own vocabulary of energy. You have to figure out what it is. And the best way to figure it out is to practice with groups. And you say, oh my God, this is what they see, but this is how I feel it. And you have to connect the dots and
Mm.
don't put expectation because maybe you want to see a picture, but that's not what you're going to receive.
Yeah. Yeah, well, exactly. It's like the way that your field is gonna process it might come out is completely different to way somebody else's field, but that's the gift of what that person's field is. It's like that
Yes.
that you're meant to process energy in that way because it's unique and it can kind of play its role like that. Uh,
Yeah, it plays a role in a group. Everybody has unique gifts, and it's like a puzzle, and we all bring our puzzle piece to the game, and this is
Yeah,
freaking amazing. When you understand how it works, you can create groups that are extremely precise to help somebody in need.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's also what's interesting. Is that that's what you do? Do you always work in the group? Because when I joined you, it was like you and then like all these kind of other people that had these different, some with the sound and some with the this and then that. Is that how you work with people usually, one on one? Or
So I know when I need help, and I bring the most appropriate people, but I know. So maybe there are other people who would be better on the planet, but I do not know them, and we also have to be available.
yeah, yeah,
So that day you needed these people, and they happen to be available, which is always the case when I know and with certain
no,
people like, oh yeah, I'm available, I'm joining right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. So you don't even plan it beforehand. You just feel that's who you need, and if they're actually who you need, they'll be ready for it because it's
Yeah, and sometimes they come only for 10 minutes. They, well, I only have 10 minutes. I said, yeah, just come for 10 minutes, and that's enough to move the energy.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I love that there was something like I came away from that loving the idea of this kind of yeah, group like puzzle piece drawing on all the different kind of energy and like using it together to clear as much energy as possible. Um
Yes,
yeah,
because when people will say, oh my God, energy work doesn't work, yeah, because alone it's extremely difficult to do everything. This is also why religions and politics want us apart, because together we're extremely powerful.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I can see it when we work with groups of practitioners. It's just mind blowing. We
Yeah.
move mountains. We move mountains. It's just, would take me 100 sessions alone. And it just takes 2 hours or 1 hour with a group.
Mm,
That makes no sense. And then the person would say, well, energy work doesn't work because I didn't feel anything. Actually, it worked, but it's too slow. You could not feel the effect. But when you have a bunch of practitioners, you have your first metaphysical experience. You know something happened.
mm,
Maybe you're not healed, but you know something happened. And there's no turning back once you have your first metaphysical experience.
mm.
I mean, I've had people seeing doctors or nurses, they saw dragon flying in their room. They're like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. There's a dragon flying in my room. What is this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it also might not that doesn't always have to be a metaphysical experience. Like it can also just be a um like a shift in like this is
Yes.
often been for me. Yeah, it's just a shift in the state of being, or like a shift in
Oh, yeah, yeah. People with grief, and the grief just left like this. And they're like, oh my God, I feel so
yeah,
happy. How did you do this? I
yeah,
could
yeah,
feel
yeah,
the release of the darkness, dark energy, let's call it like this.
yeah.
We've been trying to release their grief for 6 or 8 years. And it's just gone instantly. And it's like they send me an email the next day. They say, oh my God, I went to the beach. You changed my life. How did you do this? Well, I
Mm,
don't know. It just moves the energy of grief out of your body.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
beautiful when that happens. It's beautiful.
yeah,
But people have to be open to receive also. If you are not open to receiving, it's more
yeah.
difficult. It's still possible, but it takes longer.
And that's key. I felt that as well in group work is kind of opening people up to like the more that you open up to I'm willing to receive healing or the energy or the transmutation, then you're like then you're not fighting against anything, right? As the person that kind of wants to hold the space. Yeah, I completely agree. Like the more that someone shows up and is like, okay, I'm ready to receive what I need from this, uh, the more you can let the energy do its thing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, there's a lot of energy moving. You can feel it too. Oh my God. Probably your audience is like, why are these guys smiling and not speaking? Well, we don't need to speak. It's happening. Just watch the video in silence.
Well, that's the thing, right? So much is just like, yeah, we can talk if we want to, but there's like so much that happens beneath all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're clearing past lives. If people want to know, I'm seeing them like with
Are you
these
seeing
people who
it?
are.
Yeah.
Why, for me, it's like ribbons coming from the left. I used to see the stories, but that makes no sense when there is a murder, kill, death, burn, torture. It's quicker to just do it like this on pure energetical level and just delete the
Mm,
energy, basically.
interesting. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I never see like for me, it's just um I feel it in my breath. Like I just my
Mm.
breath drops deeper and deeper into the
Oh, yeah. I
to,
used to see the stories. I used to cry a lot.
yeah, you would
Uh,
see because you'd see people's stories or
oh, yeah. I used to see like villages being burned, torture scenes.
really. Wow.
Oh yeah, I used to vomit. I would cry outside in the garden. It would take me hours to recover. But they prepared me to clear very, very dark energies, I believe.
Well, that's the thing, right? Yeah, you're not then. There's nothing you hold back from anymore because you kind of
Mm,
there's nothing that's too much. That's
yeah.
yeah.
Well, and they only send us what we can handle, so we don't really have to worry.
Well, that's it exactly. And sometimes it might be to stretch our capacity, when it like because the mind's often like, oh, I can't handle this, but it's like, well, now you're getting a capacity upgrade.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's what I found. Whenever there's something that's like stretched my capacity energetically, then like a week later, I'll get a client that has that exact need to go to that depth. And it was like life gave me the personal experience first. So now that I
Mm,
kind of meet the
yeah.
other person there. Yeah.
Yeah. You can see I'm spinning. Some people are going to ask, why is Patrice spinning? I feel the energy of
Yeah.
so if you sit down and you spin, it's normal. Just let it happen. You just need to feel the energies like this. Follow the flow. It's normal. You're not crazy.
Yeah.
Some people are going to do, stop moving, when we were a kid.
Yeah.
Stop moving like this. No, no, it was actually good to move. We need to
Well,
follow the
yeah.
flow of energy.
Well, this is the thing as well, is people get locked into such conditioned, socially acceptable ways of moving the body, and it's not the most effective way to process the energy of the space. It's like I think we start to feel it when you start to open up to surrendering to the body's movements, and then like I can often feel it. Sometimes I'll still control it because I'm like out in public, and I was like, oh yeah, the body wants to move like this, but I'll probably get like reported or something. For being crazy. But it's so true. When we're young, we let the body move exactly how it knows how to release or process the energy. And
Mm.
then like adults and humans, there's so much social conditioning of like what's normal for bodily movement. But it's not always what's best for the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I want to talk about the power of the smile.
Mm,
Remember to smile, people. It moves the energy 4 times faster if you smile, even if it's a fake smile. So
mm,
whatever practice you do, breath work, yoga, anything, just smile.
mm, mm,
It's incredible. It is so powerful. It's hard to believe it's that powerful with just a simple act of smiling.
mm,
It also tricks your brain into being happy. If you're happy, you smile. If you smile, you become happy. It changes the chemistry of your body. It
yeah.
rebalances a lot of things. It's an extremely powerful technology, and it's free.
And it's contagious, right? That's the cool thing about like
Oh,
smiling and laughter. It's right. Like I feel it now because again, my energy is like such a mirror or reflection. Like if I listen to a voice note and someone starts laughing, I just stop.
mhm.
It's just so contagious, which is beautiful because that energy then ripples.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what you're doing. I'm shaking like crazy. Shaking also is a good way to clean energy. But I started to shake, which is very common.
Yeah, I can feel that. We're just like dropping into the energy more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for anybody listening, just I would just say drop in with us, like open up to the energy. Um,
Yeah, leave a comment in the YouTube section about what you felt in that zone. We're just going to
yeah,
move
yeah,
energy.
yeah. We don't know what you're feeling, but only
Even if you felt nothing, just write that you felt nothing.
yeah,
That
exactly.
would be interesting to see who felt nothing and who felt something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm organizing this group. I think you might be interested in it, where um, I got together like a whole bunch of people that are aligned with kind of all different like energy gifts, and I just want to kind of create the space where we all touch into the energy field, and
Mhm.
yeah, just kind of open up to kind of like you were talking. Yeah, just kind of letting the energy go where it needs to, like bounce off this person, bounce off that person.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I would join.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I thought you'd be interested. I'll let you know the details afterwards. But yeah, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. I do that. I have a mentorship program. It's on application only. So I create the groups based on past lives and things like this. So it's all channeled stuff. I declined a lot of people. It's not just, I'm not doing the salesman
Yeah.
because some
Yeah, well
people are like,
you
oh my God, I never got approved. No, because you don't feel energy. You think you do, but you don't.
well
I
that's the
channeled
thing.
everything.
You got to be discerning with the energy, right? Like you got to really feel if it
Oh, yeah.
matches.
And they well, not this group, the next one. And it's basically what you described, but I take only like 10 people at a time maximum, around 10, sometimes a little more. It depends on the group. This group is relatively small right now. Uh, it's incredible. Some people come in, they cry when we meet each other for the first time. Like, oh my God, I remember you
Right.
from a past life. This is mind blowing.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And they are in tears. They're like, what's happening right there? Uh, more and more people remember. This is clearly acceleration in terms of the awakening. People remember fully their past lives.
Mm,
So either it's a story or they start to do movements. I had a lady who started to play the piano in the air, and she knew she was like a pianist in a past life. It was, and she started crying and singing and playing a virtual piano like this, and she was like, "Ah," and then she started vomiting energy, and
yeah, it's
she just
interesting.
changed.
I've got this friend. I'm not going to mention a name because I just don't know if she'd want to. But you've actually you've worked with her before, and she got this thing now where she started doing like fascia work with people in the muscles. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the energy just takes over, and she just starts doing these kind of like shamanic hand movements, and it's so powerful. It's interesting. She said she'd get like a dream, and and then like get this kind of hand movement that she's supposed to do from the dream and a person, and then she'd meet the person the next day and she'd do this hand movement and it would just kind of release the energy from them. So it's like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is incredible. That has happened to me too. Actually, it started on a massage table after a massage. And my hands started to move like this, doing prayers and stuff like this. I'm
Right.
not religious at all. I didn't know anything, and oh, it's so weird. And like, oh my God, I would see myself. I would be ashamed of myself. But you cannot control it. First, take control over your body, and then I started to do that in a hands-on healing session too.
Right. Right.
Uh, I started to work with massage also for some clients. Uh, the results with touch are mind-blowing. It's so much quicker than
Well, yeah,
physical.
that's I'm gonna take this off. I can feel it blocks the energy of my head, but my hair is just really bad. Um, so do you do a lot of hands-on work as well?
I don't because I don't have a space.
Mm.
It's people who send me an email. They know they need it. They had a dream about it or something like this. They meet me somewhere on the planet, wherever I am, and they say, I'm going to book an hotel. I'm going to go see you.
Mm.
uh, but they know it's people who are usually advanced in their healing journey, I would say. Usually it's people who are going to become practitioners. This is what I've noticed. I have a lot of people who are going to do this work in the near future or who already do it. They know exactly why they come to see me and they know exactly what they want.
Mm.
So I channel it because I don't accept everybody and say, yeah, okay, you can come. I will do it. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, I can imagine like because I work with most people over Zoom. Just because also like the accessibility, there's people all over the world and then we can work together. But I've often wondered like if I could actually physically be in contact with someone's body, how much more effective that could be or
It's
powerful.
way quicker, and
Yeah.
also there are other forces at play, like they enter into your heart space because your heart emits a magnetic wave. It
Right.
speeds up the energy. And sometimes you need to do acupressure points or something like this to reach energy, so it's quicker. So usually on Zoom, I ask them to do it themselves, or if they
Right.
have
You
their
can.
husband or wife next, would you press here, here, here?
Mm,
Uh, it's way quicker.
mm.
Uh, but yeah, and it's not the same experience. And some people are lonely, and it's also a way to break loneliness, because loneliness is also a big problem in this society right now.
What's that?
Loneliness is a big problem
Oh,
in this
loneliness. Yeah,
society.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 So for them, it's also an experience and a social experience, and they get together with other people, get touch, because touch also builds up your immune system.
Yeah, yeah. And
I
that's
mean,
there's also that's another thing I would say a problem is like this kind of lack of human. like this fear of human touch and connection, like in
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
we're coming back to human touch in a sacred way. It's not going to be like before, and we will know who is we can respect or not. We will know
Mhm.
the truth. This is what many mediums are talking about with the new earth. We will know the truth of everything. You will know who is the real deal and who works in a sacred way. I can already see that. I'm very careful when I get a session with someone, and every time my mind is blown away because magic happens, and you're like, "Oh my God, I want more of those experiences."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, one more point I wanted to make just for the audience, what we were talking about though is so much can, this is what I think surprises people, is so much can happen in the energy space online or on Zoom as well. So for people that are, because I'm just feeling like we're talking about how nice the in-person is. Um, but if someone's like, oh man, that's so unfair, I will never get to work with somebody in person. It's like so much like shifts online as well. There's so much power in the online
Oh
space,
yeah.
even just like we were talking about earlier, even just in in the watching of a video, right? In the kind of transmission that will come through from this video, energy is happening. Now, when you commit with the intention to work with somebody one-on-one in a space, it's way more focused as well because you have the intention to connect directly. So yeah, like what in person is great, but for people that can't access it, that's like suppose what's beautiful about the technology of nowadays is it just allows an expansion of who can be accessible, you know.
Oh yeah, and you can have very visceral and physical experiences on Zoom too. Some people feel like their body is being touched by force or they are being pushed.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, oh, that happened to me too. It's like, what? There's something pushing my head like this, and I could feel a finger pushing my head. I was like, what is this? You can feel it. It's a physical experience. It's
yeah,
people would think you're crazy when you talk about that. You would speak to that to a doctor, but you're absolutely out of your mind. No, no, there's a force pushing me. I'm telling you, there's a force pushing me.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah,
somebody holding your hand. That has happened so many times. It's a physical and visceral experience to work online.
yeah,
And
yeah.
we're just at the beginning of the adventure.
Yeah, where do you think we're going?
I think we're going to see instant healings to a point Jesus Christ level.
Yeah, well, I've been
Like biblical levels. I think that's what where we're going. I think it's already happening.
I
Not
resonate with that. I resonate
not
with yeah.
not many talk about that because they would get sued. Uh,
There's
well,
much
that's
that
true.
I don't talk about that I feel. Yeah, yeah,
But because there's no money for big pharma, so it's like
yeah, yeah,
if we start to talk about what we've seen, you've seen weird stuff. I'm sure you've seen incredible miracles already.
yeah, yeah,
We cannot talk about that because then your YouTube channel would be blacklisted because YouTube is not a free speech space. Sorry,
yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
but that's true. So we have to be careful. I mean, I've seen a guy fuse a bone with his hand. I mean, the lady had a broken foot and he went, ah, and her foot was fine. She could walk immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, this kind of thing has actually been playing out in the East for a long time. I didn't, do you know the book Autobiography of a Yogi by Yogananda?
Yes. Well, I
Yeah.
haven't read it yet for the book, yes.
But yeah, he talks about this. This was like 150 years ago, where like a guy would get his arm chopped off and then it could just be repaired like in the spot. And that was in the East, right? And I think well, this is the cool thing about this kind of globalization of technology and the energy fields and all of that is like now that's filtering into the West, and some of us are
Yes.
like, oh, that's possible, right? So like, how do we activate this more and more? And I liked what you said about like Jesus Christ level of healing because um, yeah, that's kind of what I've been feeling as well. It's just like, why not? Why don't we just keep on seeing how much can we do in the healing space? Like, why not just kind of keep pushing? And life will kind of guide it as is necessary, right? That's also the key. It's like we don't need to be too much in control, but it's like there's so much that's possible in this space. It's like why not just kind of see what can we do to kind of leverage this healing as much as possible? And
Well, this is what I believe. Only the people with a pure heart can be
yeah.
healed. People have to put the work in to become kind to themselves because it all starts from there. You have to be kind to yourself, which is actually extremely difficult because we're in a society where you have to work, 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 rat race, rat race, rat race, and you forget to be kind to yourself. You have to start there, and then you can benefit from energy channels.
Mm.
This is my belief. I've noticed that the energy will not start for some people. Some people ask me, could you channel this for me so you can? I say, no, it will not start. It's not, I do not choose. It's not like I have a
Yeah.
start button. I
Yeah.
don't have a start button. I'm just here if it doesn't start because you're too not dirty, but your heart is too closed and you are not ready to receive.
Yeah, the energy will only come through if it's allowed to come through, if it,
Yeah, we don't choose. It's not like that. And I think it's going to be like a hidden society. It's already been there. This is what Dolores Cannon was talking about when she says 5D is here. She was interviewed by a journalist and she said 5D is here, but you cannot see it. And the guy was looking at her like, what are you talking about, lady? I've seen this interview and I was thinking exactly like the journalist. You was thinking, what are you talking about, lady? But
yeah.
now I understand it. It is actually here.
Mm.
But you have to reach this level of consciousness to be loving to yourself. And then you can access this metaphysical world of, let's call it superpowers if you want.
You're right. Yeah, yeah,
People who are not open to this, they will not even see this video. They will not even know it exists.
yeah. Yeah, it will it will be filtered to the right people, and the energy will respond so that if someone clicks on the video and they're not meant to watch it, then they'll just get a feeling that it's like, oh, you know.
Yeah, they will watch 10 seconds. They're like, how did I land here? This is stupid. And they
Yeah,
will leave.
exactly, right? Like, who knows what the thought will be, but that sounds so interesting on how the frequency and the energies guide us. It's like, yeah, it will just kind of, or they'll get pulled away by something, like I've heard this, or it's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I just couldn't read that book. It just like something kept on happening. That was pulling me away from it, and it's like, yeah, because it was not meant to, it was not meant to be. Yeah, yeah,
That's exactly how it works. This is
yeah.
crazy. When you understand it, it's crazy. Oh, it's orchestrated. We're just
Yeah.
puppets. We're just puppets.
And I like what you said about the purity of the heart, because that's how we open to more and more as well. It's like it's also like how life trusts us with more and more energy. I feel it's like as that, yeah, that kind of heart, even purity can be like I don't know, it can confuse people maybe, but just like I like the word like sincerity, or like someone that has a sincere nature about it.
Yes.
It's like I'm not doing this for some agenda. It's sincere, right? Whether it's my own healing, whether it's awakening, whether it's helping others. If it's sincere, then that will lead you. That kind of sincerity will open you up to what is necessary.
Yes, this is correct.
And if it's
And this
not,
is
then maybe it will guide you into things that will break you open, or like, yeah, the whole karma thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Have you had any experience with psychedelics?
Yeah, I did ayahuasca once. I did magic mushrooms also. Not for me.
Not for-
Uh, I believe, well, this is my belief. It's for people who have very, very big problems and they really want to get rid of them quickly. So if you have PTSD or something very
right.
grave, that can really help you. Um, I believe that I should not have done it because actually I realized later, like years later, I probably took the space of someone who could really have benefited from that, and I kind of regretted my choice
Oh, really? You felt like, okay. Yeah.
because I had no real problem in my life. I just wanted it
Mm.
out of curiosity. But now
But maybe it was exactly what like needed to unlock something, like unlock that experience in you afterwards, that I don't need that again, or something like that.
yeah, and it's also a way to know what it does so I can explain it to people.
That's it. I feel
So,
like there's always, even if it doesn't feel like it was totally aligned, there was like like something in it for us, whether it's
yes.
experience, or I found also it's like to tick something off the list so that it's not kind of,
Yeah,
otherwise
that is true. Yeah.
it's always just outside of the field, and it's like, oh, what if I tried this? What is it like? So I've had a I've had a lot of things like that where I was like, I'm not sure why I did that, why I tried that, or just like anything. Why did I go here? Well, I didn't actually like that experience. It didn't feel right. But it's also then it's kind of it's like a road that's crossed off, or it's like,
Yeah, that is true. And I can guide people who need, I can say, do this or do that, which is the right
yeah,
medicine for you. This is
yeah,
going to come back big, big times, I believe.
yeah.
It's going to be a big accelerator to help awaken the planet.
Yeah, I think so. For also for people that like don't have those kind of shifts organically, or even just for people to realize there's something
Yes.
there's a different way of perception, I suppose.
Yeah, but people have to be careful. It's not a toy.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
That's true.
Especially in the Occident, they want to do that just for fun, to have visuals and stuff like this. It's not
Yeah,
a toy. You cannot goof around with energies like this. Uh, just do that in a sacred setting with a
yeah,
shaman or somebody who can control the energies and who's not under the influence of substances. You're
yeah.
playing that. We are playing with forces that are bigger than what your human mind can comprehend. So just, it's not, I would not say dangerous, but don't
Yeah.
goof around with that stuff. It's not a toy.
Well, it's exactly that's why, like people that don't really understand the energy side of it would just be like, oh man, I just had a really bad trip, or I had like a horrific trip. And it's like it's because of the energy you probably opened up to was just horrible. It's like I there's this guy that I've interviewed before, and yeah, his first experience with what was it, mushrooms or something, was like this really horrific, like entity level dark trip,
Mm,
and
mm.
it's like that's the thing, you're opening up your field to whatever's there. um but yeah, I guess, I mean, it's all part of the play of consciousness as well. It's like, okay, well, this is the shadow side.
Yeah, but it's true.
um so it's just like consciousness exploring all the different aspects of being. It's
Mm.
like, yeah, all the ways it can formulate itself.
The energy is stabilizing for the group.
Mm.
The group, the audience, with no space and time.
Yeah, do you want to do anything energetically for the audience or the group, like play with something intention wise, or what do you feel?
It's already happening. It's been happening for 1 hour.
You don't need to do anything about it. Yeah. But yeah, what I find interesting is the power of like verbal intention as well. I don't know if you found this, but like if I felt like I've through interacting with people at certain spaces, like picked up on a lot of energy that's kind of in my field. And if I just say like I let go right now of any energy that's not my own, that I don't need to hold on to, it's like I immediately feel the energy in the field shifting. It's like,
Oh yes. Oh my God. Speaking to your own body is such a powerful
yeah.
practice. Even
And
if you don't, even if people don't feel it, speak to your body. Just say, I release this, I release whatever happened in my day, I release the grumpiness of my boss, whatever happened, I
yeah,
release the traffic jam on the 405 in Los Angeles.
yeah, yeah, but
Just,
it works. Like you might not feel it at first, exactly, but I even just say, like, I use it as an example now. I felt it shift something in my field where I was like, I release everything that's not mine. It
oh
starts
yes.
starts to change everything on an energetic level, and there's a power in like the spoken word, right? In actually using, people don't realize is how powerful what you say actually is, right? This is your intention that you're putting out into the field. So if you
It is,
say,
yeah, this is incredible. We ask people to speak during our sessions too, and it's like 10 times more powerful when they put it into words.
yeah, yeah,
We could
yeah,
think it works a little bit, but when they speak it, it's like nuclear blast.
yeah, exactly. And this is happening with people that don't even realize it, like in the conversations you're having, in the things you're saying about your life, you're literally using the power of your words, um, maybe not in the most beneficial way a lot of the time.
We're starting to release for the group. Yeah, you too. We might have to interrupt this podcast to go to the bathroom to vomit the energy of the group. We need to have an advertiser bath bags from the company.
Sponsorship, yeah.
Oh my God, we need a sponsor in bath bags, please, for energy work. Oh, we should start a franchise, bath bags for energy works. Oh, oh my God. Ah.
Mm. Yeah, so yeah, just to continue that for people, anybody that listens to this, if anybody's still here at this stage of the podcast, um, yeah, and if you can get clear on the energy, like you said, like mentioning, oh, my boss's kind of grumpiness, or like I often feel it where it's like if I had a specific interaction with somebody and I walk away and I'm like carrying their energy through it, and it's like you don't actually need to carry it. You can just say, I release everything that I picked up from that person, and you can name them, or you can say from that interaction, and you can literally feel the energy leaving your field. And sometimes if, and this is like the other point that I want to say, sometimes if you don't know exactly where it came from, that's fine as well. Like what I'll often do is I'll just say, I release any energy that's not serving me right now, any energy that's not going to serve kind of my highest expression or my most authentic expression. And and you can also
Yeah.
call back energy. This is the other side of it that I wanted to say. It's like when um people can like, especially in the online space, this is what I find, like posting all the time. Like you get like people just connecting to your field, like all these little energy like hooks and all of that. Um, and you can just say, yeah, like I call back kind of my own energy. Yeah. I feel the effects of it when I do it. Yeah.
Mhm. And breath work, I would really like to encourage people to do breath work practice. Because this is what happens when you breathe in, this is when you capture the energies of other people. You have to breathe for yourself, not for others. It's very subtle, but just breathe for yourself. Like, let's say you're anywhere and you start to get stressed, just remember in your head that mantra, I breathe for myself.
And then you
It's
can, the
to,
more, I know I wanted to add to this, like the more you start to breathe for yourself, the more you can start to breathe for others, right? It's like that kind of, this is what I find is like the breath is often, we were talking about it earlier, but like the breath just often starts to be the tool to
oh
share
yeah,
spaces. Yeah.
yeah, this is an incredible transmutation tool. Breath is an incredible tool. It's so very underestimated, I believe. Because it's so simple, people would prefer to do like Kundalini yoga or whatever. Just
Mm,
breathe, but just breathe for you and breathe in conscious. It
yeah.
doesn't have to be complicated. The spiritual journey doesn't have to be complicated. It's just about being in the now moment, feeling your body, feeling your breath, and enjoying your life. It's that simple. And smile.
Yeah. I can feel it like the energy dropping now as you're talking. Like for me, the breath will just deepen and slow down a lot. Just be like,
Mhm. No, me too. Sometimes I even hold my breath, especially when I'm driving and I get in a, I don't know, I'm going to pass a truck or something like this. It's like my body's going in self-defense mode. I can pick up on it. I'm like, oh my God, I stopped breathing for 30 seconds. And
right.
then breathe again normally.
That's an interesting one, actually. That makes sense. When I was younger, I often used to just hold my breath. Like, I think it was related to something that was on the television or something here or there. Um, that's an interesting point that you raised there. It's like I remember my parents would just be like, Kyle, breathe. Like, why are you holding your breath? And yeah, that's
Because
just
you are protecting your field from
yeah,
absorbing the PTSD from that movie or ad or
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it
yeah.
was.
Yeah,
And
and
your
you
body,
might not even understand it, but you just like, oh shit, that's what the body's naturally doing. Like, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And we forgot, we have to remember how to transmute. So people burp, some people stop their breath, some people shake.
Mm,
We will more and more people remember. And we need to educate people that it's normal
yeah.
to burp, shake.
Yeah, it's really just about trusting, like surrendering to what that body wants to do, because like there's again this other girl that I know, and her whole thing is like dance and movement and kind of and that
Yeah,
just flows so naturally through her body. And me, it's like breathing and that. And the body will know, like that's what's so key is if everybody just stops letting go of any conditioning or ideas, your body is coded exactly like in the mechanism or manner that's going to be most effective for
hmm,
you and what you can do for the collective as well. You know, the more you start to trust that gift or that expression, it's gonna it's gonna start to play the role that it was meant to collectively as well.
yeah. And sometimes that's what happened a few days ago. I took a Uber somewhere, and my arm started to go like this inside the car. I was like, oh my God, I'm protecting my heart space. I don't know from what, but I just let them like this. I
Right.
closed my feet, I protected my body.
Yeah.
So that happens. Some people walk in the street and they would just put one arm like this or two.
Yeah.
Just let it happen. It's normal. You're not rude. You're actually protecting your body. Because some people are
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I'm talking to that guy and he has these arms crossed like this. That was very rude. No, it's not rude. You know something's wrong for you.
Well, that's it. That's it. And we learn and we get taught that we shouldn't do that when we're younger. Like I remember at school, you're told exactly that. It was like the energy would naturally want to do this, and then maybe an older person would be like, don't do that. That's rude or that's impolite. And now people are just like not trusting what wants to, yeah, what the
Hmm.
body naturally wants to do to protect itself.
The human body.
Oh, we cut out there.
We're moving too much energy. That's come on. That's normal. We're not even surprised anymore.
I'm always
Yeah.
interested in the timing of when something like that happens, though. Like even in a one-on-one or something, it's like suddenly it cuts out. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, the human body is a perfect design. Just the design.
Yeah, yeah, and I think we're going to keep on unlocking more and more capacities of it. Like the more people start to trust it and kind of let go of the collective ideas.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
More and more people know we've been lied to. It's just a matter of time that everything unfolds and we rediscover what we can do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and that's what these conversations are so like. That's what I love about the podcast or connecting with people is it's you, we connect different perspectives, and then that conversation unlocks that in other people, and it's just like this coming together of energy fields. Yeah, and that's
Mhm.
kind of how we open it up more and more for more people. Yeah.
I started spinning in the other direction after the internet crash. It was
Really?
like there was a shift of energy and it's more masculine energy now. And I started spinning in the other direction. It's just
Mm,
crazy.
let's
It
see.
was more about divine feminine energy, and now it's more about the sacred masculine. Because
Mm,
this is what we're healing, the divine feminine and the sacred masculine. And we're going to be able to
mm.
finally live in harmony.
Yeah.
No more creeps. Yay!
No more what?
Creeps.
Creeps. Yeah.
All the girls are like, yeah, finally.
Yeah. 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 Right. Not that immature masculine. Yeah.
Hmm.
And the wounded masculine that kind of
Hmm.
needs to abuse to feel good about itself because it's yeah.
Yeah, it's coming. I have more and more men in my sessions. Since 2 months, it's incredible. It's like there's this shift. It's like men are like finally waking up. I don't know about you.
Mm, mm.
And they're very open and they really realize that they have a dirty mind. They're like, oh my God, I'm addicted to porn. Can you help me? I'm having these dirty thoughts.
Yeah.
It's incredible how they open up and they realize that their mind is dirty. I was shocked.
Mm.
It's just
Yeah.
very beautiful. I find it very extremely beautiful, but they are so vulnerable like this.
Well, that's it, right? It's that vulnerability because what keeps it stuck is like the shame around it. It's like that's also what I
Yes.
say about that. Yeah, it's like that shame of um just needs to stay hidden. Nobody's allowed to see this side of me. And that's what keeps it stuck. That's what keeps the pattern stuck for the person as well.
Yeah.
It's like vulnerability is so powerful. That's kind of the key thing that I touch into in my spaces with people. As soon as you're vulnerable and sincere, like what we are talking about earlier, that authentic, this is what I'm experiencing, this is what I feel about myself. And you open that up into the space, then it can be released. It kind of breaks the pattern of if anything feels like it needs to stay hidden, that's how it stays stuck in the system, or that's kind of how the ego hides it from us. It's like that
Hmm.
stay hidden, don't let anybody see it. As soon as you let somebody see it, um, it comes out into the open and it doesn't need to kind of stay on you anymore. Right? It wants you to feel shame. It wants you to feel like no one can see that.
Ah, we're landing back. Ça y
That's-
est, ça y est. Sorry. I'm mixing French and English now. Ça y est. That's it. Ça y est. He's like, oh, that's it. This is done. Yeah, we finished clearing your audience. Whatever was supposed to happen.
yeah. Nice.
Oh my God,
Mm,
that's
mm,
beautiful. The energy is super beautiful, super happy.
mm.
So Kyle, if people need to find your work, where can they find you? Let's do it. What's your URL, Kyle? Let's go. I'm reversing this interview. Ah,
Thank
yeah,
you. It's
I
like
took you off, I took you off guard on that one.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Yeah, this is if you want to work with Kyle, this is his YouTube channel, and yeah, but let's yeah. What about you, Patrice?
No, no, that's for you. Just put your URL.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay. Well, if you want to work with me, Life with Kyle, um, yeah, my YouTube channel, you will find this, and lifewithkyle.org. I'll put it in the link below. I do
yes.
one-on-one sessions with people and group containers where it's just like we were talking about. The group energy is awesome. I just love it. It's just so much more powerful because it's all
Oh,
coming.
yeah, group containers. But I really like that name actually.
Yeah, right. That's why I just felt container. I was like, it's not a course, it's a container for the energy.
So, what do you do in your group container? It's a silent meditation, or people can express themselves?
It's a yeah, it's a good question. It's very intuitive. Like for me, that's how the energy flows. So what it is, often it's silence, but in the silence, the energy comes through me what the group needs to hear. So like people will be sitting there and you could call it a guided meditation, but it's just like I'm getting pulled into the energy of the whole group. And it's funny, people will say like, oh, like I don't actually need to know whose stuff I'm responding to, but it's just like someone like, oh, you were you reading my mind? Like you were saying exactly what I needed to hear in that meditation, but it's just what's coming through this field, as people kind of open up into it. So I open up the energy and then we sit in silence, or I kind of
Mm.
share. It's like very intuitive. Like, you know how it is. It's just very intuitive. And it's like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
trusting what
that's nice.
comes through.
Yeah, yeah, I do groups like this. I call them not so silent meditations. Whatever
Well,
comes, comes.
that's it, right?
Not,
Because I'm like, let's jump into the silence, but if something comes, I'm going to share it.
yeah, I call them not so silent meditations.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Ah, God, you're amazing. I
Ah,
need
you
to
too,
interview
man.
you. I need to interview you again.
Yeah.
Ah, lifewithkyle.org. Remember, people, please book with Kyle is amazing.
Ah, thank you, Patrice. I love that. And for you, how do people contact you?
Well, you just find the link in the YouTube description. It's impossible to write. I'm not even going to speak it. My
Yeah.
name has too many Y, Z, W.
I'll put it in the description. But yeah.
Oh my God, Kyle, that's amazing. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, thanks for joining, Patrice. Yeah, I love your energy. It's so much fun, man. That was like the
Yeah,
first
you
time we
too.
connected. I just was laughing. You remember? I was just like that kind
Oh
of
yeah.
funny.
Your agent is amazing too. My God, the energy is so light and it's so bright. It's
Um,
incredible. The energy group is like wow. We don't see many
mm,
groups like this.
yeah.
We're probably all flying right now. I'm like, what's happening with this interview? This is so weird.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear. Whoever watches, let us know what the experience was like for you in the comments. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thank you
whatever
so
it
much.
is, it's fine. It's just right. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. All
Thank
right,
you so much.
Patrice. Well, I'll probably see you again, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, we will.
We will. Yeah. We'll play in the field together.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Bye. Thank you.